Hello, this is Roger Shouse, and this is Jumpstart Rewind. This is part of our Heaven Bound podcast family. Psalms 19, verse 1. The heavens are telling of the glory of God, and their expanse is declaring the work of his hands. One of the fascinating connections between Scripture and nature is the revelation of God. The beginning of Romans states his invisible attributes, his eternal power, and divine nature have been clearly seen, being understood through what has been made. Earlier in Psalms we find, you who have displayed your splendor above the heavens. Our verse states that the heavens are declaring the work of God's hands. There are no words, their speech is not heard, but the eyes see what God has done. The enormous vastness of our solar system. The numbers are so large that we cannot appreciate them. For instance, we live in the Milky Way galaxy. Earth to the farthest planet, Neptune, is 2.69 billion miles away. It's pretty well understood that there are between 100 billion and 400 billion stars just in our Milky Way. Because of the Hubble telescope focusing deeper into space, astronomers and astrophysicists have estimated that there are at least 200 billion galaxies, each galaxy containing 100 million to a billion stars. Try multiplying 200 billion with 1 billion. One scientist tried to explain it this way. He said, imagine a Cheerio represents one galaxy. We know each galaxy is unique in size and shape, but 200 billion Cheerios would fill 4,000 standard-size in-ground swimming pools. So many galaxies filled with so many stars. Why does the expanse declare? What is it telling us about God? First, it shows us that our God is amazing and big. We are now seeing things deep in space that no one has ever seen before. Your great-grandfather never saw what we see. Peter never realized how many stars are up in the sky. And in Psalms 147, we find that God numbers and gives names to all the stars. There are more stars than there are words in the English language. With all this, we wonder why. Why did God make the universe so large? Why is it that we are just now seeing things through the telescopes in space that no one has ever seen before? It makes us realize that creation is a reflection of God. All artists have a certain style. You can distinguish a Van Gogh painting from a Picasso. Their works are extensive and extensions of their personalities and talents. So is the creation a reflection of our God. There is no limit to our God. I do not believe mankind will ever reach the end of creation, which tells us that there are things yet to be discovered. There are things in future generations that we will never know about. And all this fits together and works together and is tied together by our God. Second, Psalms 8 asks, when I consider your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars which you have ordained, what is man that you take thought of him? It is very easy to feel small and insignificant when one looks at the massive universe. Distances are measured in light years. The twinkling of a star that we see in the night sky is light from years ago. It took that long to reach Earth. How easy it is to think that I am a nobody. In this massive creation, you are the one who is made in the image of God. Not the galaxies, not the stars, you are. And it's you that Jesus came and died for. He didn't die to save the planet. He didn't die to save the moon or the stars. He died for you. And as massive as this creation is, it's your words that the Lord hears in prayers. It is your hairs that he has numbered. It is your faith that he recognizes. God didn't have to do all this. And it's not just outer space where we see this. Consider the sounds we hear. Consider the smells. Consider the colors. Do you know that there are over 10 million colors? Go into a paint store and ask for blue. You'll be overwhelmed at the 1,000 of blue options. There are over 11,000 species of butterflies. There's over 23,000 different kinds of beetles. Why? Why not just 64 colors like a box of crayons? Why not just 4 types of butterflies? Why not just a couple beetles? Complex, just like our God. Detailed, just like our God. Beautiful, just like our God. And thirdly, the expanse declares that there's a divine order to creation. Our earth spins at 1,000 miles per hour and tilts at a degree of 23. It's 93 million miles from the sun. A deviation of any of those elements and life here would be impossible. Did it just happen? Was it chance? No way. It was planned. It was calculated. It is very, very exact. And it's the same way that God has for us. A planned, calculated, and exact way to live. His way. And when we do that, we find blessings of fellowship and forgiveness. As you think about all these things in the solar system, can you imagine what heaven will be like? The expanse is declaring. Are you seeing it? Thank you so much for listening.